A very warm welcome. You're watching News9 Live. I'm Kabir Naqvi. Joining me here in the studio is my colleague Pankaj Mishra and the Prime Minister's recent East India jibe at the I.N.D.I.A coalition. That particular alliance, that is something that we're going to be looking at over the next couple of minutes. It's a complete war of words, ladies and gentlemen, over the naming of the opposition parties' alliance as India. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi strongly criticized the opposition for the ongoing commotion in the parliament regarding the Manipur issue. He took a swipe at the newly formed alliance, the I.N.D.I.A, Indian National Developmental Inclusive Alliance, stating that he had never witnessed such a quote-unquote directionless opposition. This alliance comprises 26 parties, just to refresh the memories of all the viewers, 26 opposition parties that form the alliance I.N.D.I.A India, and has been formed in preparation for the 2024 general elections. Now, during a BJP parliamentary party meeting, Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed his views, stating that simply using the word India would not suffice, as historical references like the East India Company and the name Indian Mujahideen have also been used in the past. Union Minister Prahlad Joshi reported that Prime Minister Narendra Modi remarked on the opposition being a disheartened and lacking direction opposition. He observed that their behavior indicated a willingness to remain in the opposition for an extended period of time. We have some reactions, some bites from across the political spectrum. Let's first play those out and then we'll open this for more.
देखिए, हम मोदी साहब को सदन में आके मणिपुर पे आप वहां के स्थिति पे बोलिए, हम इंसिस्ट कर रहे हैं, लेकिन वो अपने पार्टी में ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी की बात करते हैं। अरे भाई, मणिपुर पे बात करो। ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी का अगर बात करना है, उसमें कौन किस किस की पात्र क्या है, उस वक्त के हिंदू महासभा का पात्र क्या था, उस वक्त गोलवलकर गुरुजी का कहना क्या था, सावरकर जी का कहना क्या था, और उस वक्त के ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी में नौकरी में घुसने वाले कौन लोग थे, और क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट में जो गांधी जी कॉल दिए, उसको तोड़ने का काम किसने किया। क्विट इंडिया में दोनों भाग नहीं लिए, तो वो बोले कि नौकरी क्यों गुमा लेते हो आप। ऐसा एडवाइस यही बीजेपी के उनके पूर्वज बोले, और आज हमको बोल रहे ईस्ट इंडिया का याद उनको आ रहा अभी, क्योंकि चलो हमारा करता धरता चले गया, अब यहाँ कोई नहीं है। तो दूसरा और क्या है कि नाम बदलने से कुछ नहीं होता। ठीक है, नाम बदलने से कुछ नहीं होता, लेकिन नाम तो रखा जाता है। तो हमने इंडिया, ये जो नाम हमारे अलायंस पार्टी के लिए रखा, उनकी घबराहट क्यों? नाम में जब कुछ भी नहीं है तो घबराहट की बात क्यों हो रही है?
इंडिया से उनको इतना ही इससे नाराजगी है, तो अपना बीजेपी फॉर इंडिया हैंडल खत्म करें। स्टार्टअप इंडिया, ये इंडिया, वो इंडिया, हर चीज में तो इंडिया करते हैं, और इंडिया का नाम पर हमें गर्व है, इसमें क्या बात है। ये हेडगेवार जी, गुरु गोलवलकर जी, इनके बारे में नरेंद्र मोदी जी क्यों बात नहीं करते? उनकी जन्मतिथि पुण्यतिथि क्यों नहीं मनाते? उनकी मूर्ति क्यों नहीं लगवाते? उनकी मूर्तियों पे माल्यार्पण क्यों नहीं करते? उससे क्यों शर्माते हैं?
तो इंडिया के लेके उन्होंने जो कहा है, उसमें तो इन लोगों ने अभी इंडिया उनको याद प्रधानमंत्री ने जो कहा है उसमें यही है कि तो उन्होंने ईस्ट इंडिया और कई इसमें कहा है, बाद में डिटेल आपको दिया जाएगा।
प्रधानमंत्री देश का अपमान कर रहे हैं, प्रधानमंत्री देश के स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों का अपमान कर रहे हैं, प्रधानमंत्री इंडिया और भारत का अपमान कर रहे हैं। प्रधानमंत्री को एक्रोनियम घड़ने से, ABCD XYZ से फुर्सत मिले, जुमले घड़ने से फुर्सत मिले, तो देश के प्रति अपनी जिम्मेवारी जाने। अमेरिका की संसद में जाकर बात करने का वक्त है, पर खुद की संसद में आकर मणिपुर शब्द बोलने से नफरत है। प्रधानमंत्री देश के संविधान से और देश की संसद से इतनी नफरत क्यों करते हैं? अपने मन की नफरत निकालेंगे तो देश प्रेम की तरफ रास्ता अपनाएंगे।
और उन्होंने एक बहुत बड़ी टिप्पणी की कि इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस एक अंग्रेज ने बनाया था, ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी भी अंग्रेजों ने बनाया था। आजकल लोग इंडियन मुजाहिदीन भी नाम रखते हैं, इंडियन पीपुल्स फ्रंट भी नाम रखते हैं, तो चेहरे पे चेहरे लिखाते हैं, सच्चाई कुछ और है। उन्होंने हम लोग को कहा कि हम सभी जागृत हों, सुबह की भोर की तरह देश हमारी पुनः अपेक्षा कर रहा है और निश्चित हम जीतेंगे। और आज मैं कह देता हूं 24 का रिजल्ट आएगा ना, तो जो संख्या है ना हारे हुए, थके हुए, निराश विपक्ष की, इनकी संख्या और कम हो जाएगी।
इन्हें इंडिया शब्द से भी परहेज है। मैं इन्हें कहना चाहता हूं कि गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया में भी इंडिया है, प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया में भी इंडिया है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया में भी इंडिया है, मेकअप इंडिया, स्टार्टअप इंडिया, मेक इन इंडिया, डिजिटल इंडिया, बढ़ेगा इंडिया, खेलो इंडिया, पढ़ेगा इंडिया, ये सारे शब्दावली देने वाले आज इंडिया नाम से नफरत करने लगे हैं। ये इनका डर है कि कहीं ये इंडिया ग्रुप मजबूती से अपनी आवाज ना उठाए, मणिपुर के संदर्भ में अपनी आवाज ना उठाए और मणिपुर के लोगों की चीखें कहीं सत्ता के गलियारों में ना गूंजे, ये इन्हें डर लगता है।
मोदी जी, आप विपक्ष को पानी पी पी कर गाली दीजिए, पानी पी पी कर कोसिए, लेकिन आज तो आपने मेरे देश को इंडियन मुजाहिदीन और ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के साथ खड़ा कर दिया है। मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ कि क्या स्किल इंडिया, क्या स्टार्टअप इंडिया, क्या डिजिटल इंडिया, क्या खेलो इंडिया, क्या मोदी जी का न्यू इंडिया, क्या बीजेपी फॉर इंडिया, ये मुजाहिदीन के एजेंट हैं क्या? आप हमारा सामना कीजिए, इंडिया का सामना कीजिए, लेकिन हम जानते हैं कि दिन अब थोड़े बचे हैं, रुखसती की बारी है, क्योंकि इंडिया को तो कभी किसी ने आज तक हराया ही नहीं है।
All right, you know what, Pankaj, we've heard voices from across the political spectrum, and let me play the devil's advocate here. What's wrong when the Prime Minister is saying that East India Company was, formed by the Britishers? The name India was given by the Britishers. The Indian National Congress is something that is born out of, British thoughts and ideology behind it. And even if you, look at the historical lines, Hindustan, Hindu-vi, Indus Valley Civilization, India, how we finally derived India. Is India, the name of my country, going to be one of the prime issues for 2024 Lok Sabha polls? And when the Prime Minister says this through Prahlad Joshi and Ravi Shankar Prasad, is he really wrong in saying that? Nobody's, casting aspersions on India, the name, but since the alliance is called India, and everybody is already saying that, what a master stroke by the Congress party, what a master stroke that opposition meeting that took place in Bengaluru, and the word India came up. Bataiye Modi ji, kya aap India ko hara sakte hain? Can you beat India? I remember Mamata Banerjee standing up and saying, kya aap India ko hara sakte hain? You'd expect your Prime Minister to come up with an answer, right? And these are facts. Aren't these facts?
Well, these might be facts, but that was 50 years ago when it was a fact. And this particular government, which takes pride in vanquishing the terror networks like Indian Mujahideen, also, claiming that the फिर से एक बार भारत को आज़ादी मिल गई है. All those things, I believe, Kabir, are just a reflection of the fact that this Team India coined themselves in such a manner that the opposition won't be able to. And this might have been the strategy right from the day go when they thought about this name. And BJP is falling for this. Invariably, time and again, whatever you would say, it would be used against the BJP that they are maligning. Because India, not just all the institutions that you see, all the plans and programs that the government launches, so much so, all our national media channels also have India in it, most of them, or reference to Bharat is also there. So this was said to happen, and Congress was, I think, waiting in the ranks only to BJP, for BJP to latch on to it and say something which they will defend. As of now, you see Aam Aadmi Party also firing in all cylinders. And as far as the point of East India Company is concerned, then what Mallikarjun Kharge says makes a lot of sense here. Those who would be watching it from the Congress's point of view, and that is that East India Company, obviously that was the British company which came to, for trade in India.
Right.
And a lot of people were Indians, were employed with that East India Company. When Quit India movement happened in 1942, there was a certain section, which was not ready to quit the job also of this East India Company, and they were asked, why don't you do it for India? He said कि कुछ होगा तो नहीं, लेकिन हाँ इससे हमारी नौकरी चली जाएगी. So that aspect is being picked up by Congress, and they are saying that they were the people from the RSS, they were the people from the VHP, and as Kharge would say कि ये BJP के पूर्वज थे जिन्होंने ऐसा कहा था. So for BJP, they will have to find a counter as of now. But for Congress, I think they have, it's actually a master stroke. You name something. I'll quickly give you an example. There is in Indian societies, we have often seen people paste a placard saying कि यहाँ गाड़ी पार्क करना मना है. Yet people do it. So they come up with several other techniques in which they would start imposing fine. They would put posters of some deities there so that dirty vehicles cannot be parked there. So that is the concept. So this time around, Congress has also put something on the table which BJP can ill afford to actually comment upon. And whatever you say, Indian Mujahideen, I think they have taken it too far. Because
have they though? I mean, again,
you see,
so. I mean, I understand that the word India might be used for any party that comes up or any organization that comes up. I mean, this is our country, and be it the Mujahideen or the People's Front or whatever. Is there any weightage in the fact when the Prime Minister says that I mean, they have different teeth for eating and different teeth for showing?
Well, see again.
All banking on the name India.
All banking on the name India. See, I mean, we have to. That's why I listen to Mallikarjun Kharge very precisely. He says, नाम में क्या रखा है? लेकिन फिर भी हम लोग नाम तो रखते हैं. तो उन्होंने, knowing the fact, they could have come up with anything. They could have called it, as was in vogue at that time, PDA, People's Democratic Alliance. That was also, short, crisp, easy to remember, had a recall value of PDA with the youngsters. They could have. But then they put a thought in it, and they called it India only for the fact that every time the opposition would mention it, it would be an attack on India, and that way it can be sold like that. As far as Indian Mujahideen is concerned or East India Company is concerned, I am sure there are n numbers of examples which have India in their name, yet they have been found wanting as far as law and order or legal aspects are concerned. But whether Congress is raising that, no. If BJP starts digging those things and brings up that name, it will backfire on them.
What is patriotism, Pankaj? Patriotism is a feeling, right? I mean, I remember being asked this question back in school. What is patriotism? Can you tell me what is a nation? What is the idea of a nation? And I understand that the feeling of patriotism is there. We mustn't use India for everything. I mean, I was looking at how when the defense minister was talking, in the parliament, even when the home minister was talking in the parliament, the proper boards, people carrying those placards right in front because they know the camera is right on Amit Shah at the moment. The board says that India demands PM statement on Manipur. India demands this, India demands that. Don't you think this overuse of the word India is going to, by the end of it, trivialize, the feeling of patriotism? I mean, I'm thinking out loud here.
See, I mean, I get your point. The thing is, if you ask me this choice of word, I would say, had it not been Congress, a political party, had someone else put this name to a product, I would say they are low on creativity. They are not using, because every other news channel also, whatever comes, it has Bharat or India in it. I'm not saying, but just to show an Indian perspective, they have this name. But then why I say, rebranding of a particular thing with India in it is lack of creativity, because it's the very commonest word, and there are so many options to it that people will get confused. So it is not, from any other point of view, it is not a masterstroke, not a wise decision to call anything India as of now. Derogatory, whether we should call a political party India or not, whether we should call a TV brand India or not, that's a different thing. But here, Congress has deliberately done this, and they know the benefits of it. Secondly, naming India for politics also reminds me of the time when Aam Aadmi Party came into existence. Aam Aadmi Party, there was brainstorming कि भाई अरविंद केजरीवाल उस समय अन्ना हजारे आंदोलन से काफ़ी फेमस हो चुके थे, और वो उनका कहना था कि भाई अन्ना से हम अलग हो रहे हैं, हम अपनी पार्टी खुद बनाएंगे। तो क्या बनाएंगे? तो आम आदमी पार्टी। अब आम आदमी पार्टी जब आई तो पीपल वर सरप्राइज्ड, हाउ आर वी गोइंग टू से इट, यू नो, द नॉमेनक्लेचर, आपकी सरकार, बट it was used. So basically when you are,
ये मेरी सरकार नहीं है, ये आपकी सरकार है,
people's सरकार, so they use it to their hill. That's why I'm saying,
all I'm saying is
naming India is to the advantage of this whole brigade that we have as of now.
Nothing wrong in naming a political party or an alliance India. Again, being playing the devil's advocate here, you would expect the ruling dispensation to come up with some sort of counter, right?
Yes.
And the counter need not necessarily be about calling out the word India that is in use by the opposition alliance right now, but the fact that he is putting out, the Prime Minister, he's saying East India Company run by Britishers, INC, Indian National Congress, given by a name and ideologue given by the Britishers. He's not wrong in those places, is he? I mean, those are facts. I would expect my Prime Minister to come out with some sort of counter to the opposition. And this is the stand that the BJP is taking. Now, you can say that whether this stand was bad or right, or, you know, on the Libra scale, what weighs heavier, how strong was it? But they did come up with a stand. And they haven't necessarily hurt anybody's sentiments when they've said that, you know, East India Company. That's one way of looking at it, because otherwise you would have commotion on the streets. See, how can the Prime Minister come out and say, call out the name of the nation?
This is something which cannot be won, in studio debates, first of all. Secondly, because India, I'm talking
with you,
the guy who named this conglomerate as India is a sharp guy. Why I say so? Now see what Himanta Biswa Sarma got caught into. Mr. Gandhi, this inherent bias is precisely the problem of India, I.N.D.I.A. Speak only against Manipur and punish those who speak for others. In Bharat, our allegiance is towards each and every citizen, be it Manipur, Rajasthan or West Bengal or in Assam. Bharat will win, Bharat has to win. Now, what Himanta is doing, he is further falling it into the lines of language. India is English, Bharat is Hindi. Now, again, this is what Congress would call it as a divisive tactic. India, will anybody agree for that matter in today's day and age that nahi ji, hum Bharat hi theek hai, hame Angrezi se koi matlab nahi hai. That has got more, connect to it. So Rahul, that was to the response of Rahul Gandhi's tweet, where he said, we are India, we will help heal Manipur and we will rebuild the idea of India in Manipur. So Congress and the team would be using it to their hilt for sure. What I am saying that BJP should not be picking up wrong examples. And why get stuck with the name? नाम में क्या रखा है? Again, Shakespeare. Let's go to Mallikarjun Kharge himself. अरे नाम में क्या रखा है? What's in the name? You go beyond that. You call them
directionless opposition. He calls them a directionless opposition.
So if the opposition is raising Manipur, are they directionless?
Well, the government is saying, let's have a conversation, but they're saying before the conversation, let the PM come and make a statement.
And the man who is calling them directionless is the demand of the opposition that he should be answering.
Well, how about the viewers get down in the comment section and, give us your opinion. What do you think? Bharat, India, who's right or wrong here? Is this a right or wrong situation, or are we dealing in the grey? Himanta Biswa Sarma using Bharat, Prime Minister coming out and calling the India alliance as the East India Company, proper comparisons with the British ideologue behind the development and the formation of the Indian National Congress, and this directionless opposition. I'm just worried about the fact this shouldn't be our prime issue for 2024 parliamentary polls. What is the name of our country?
Yes, so
that's going to be the thing.
Finally, name will stay. At least, if they have put in that much of effort and the brandings have been done. But yes, there are examples of like Aam Aadmi Party while choosing, a broom. Many said कि क्या चुन लिया है ये, but again the messaging, the way you put it, they said कि हम दिल्ली को साफ करेंगे.
Sharp brains with the alliance. Of course, they have pulled up their socks. I'm not going to deny that. They have pulled up their socks. They have increased their credibility in the market. But what's going to happen is anybody's guess. That's all the time we have for you in this quick little chat that I thought we should have at least talk about.
I think
what
people are discussing
Bharat and India
is discussing this.
Right. What does India want to know? Will India stick around, or will Bharat be the new norm? Well, you never know. You never know.
Well, Kabir, I would say India and Bharat are the same. Why not accept that?
You mean why not BJP accept their defeat?
Well, I'm just talking about the name.
Let's leave it there, Pankaj. Let's leave it there. I'm not going to stick my neck out this close to the parliamentary election. That's all the time we have for you. Many thanks for joining with us. Many thanks, Pankaj. Keep watching News9 Live.